Hi, it's Ros Loxton here from Rosalind Loxton Mindset and Peak Performance Coaching. Today I wanted to share another tiny video blog with you, and the subject is about difficult family members, or how to deal with complex or challenging or dysfunctional family and family members. It's pretty rife, and most families have some level of dysfunction in them. Not all families, and lucky you if you've got a perfectly functioning family with perfectly normal parents and siblings. Often that isn't the case though. And to go into a little bit of the science, that we are brought up in a family unit that has in itself a family system attached to it, which is made up of energy, DNA, history, and the conditioning that that family system shares as it evolves and moves on through the generations. So there are some things that we share in our particular family bloodline that we're just going to keep passing along. For example, there may be a tendency for some families to have a communication style of being passive-aggressive. There may be other ways to describe that behavior. Passive-aggressive, for example, is when you are feeling and thinking something but you don't say it clearly. You use the silent treatment, or you might use a backhanded comment, or you might be ambiguous, but underpinning the communication, there's a sense of, I am not happy, I'm not satisfied, the vibration is negative, somehow I'm justified in feeling like this, and somehow I'm going to make it your fault, or a big part of it is your fault. And if you want to, you can come and sit with me and I'll help mediate your communication between what's not going right in your families, and there's a lot of conversations that can be had. And on this note, it is not just families. The principle that I'd like to share with you here is a principle that can be applied to any relationship, whether it be social, professional, or family, or any relationship that you have with another human being. You can apply this principle. You don't have to if you're not ready for it. And I will share now, the disclaimer is that I would say that some people watching this aren't going to be ready to take on board the principle that I'm about to share with you. I do practice it. I love it. And I am a human being, so there are times when the principle doesn't come to me naturally. I have to reach into my toolkit and pull it out and apply it. Because, we have triggers, we have hotspots in us where a certain stimuli will touch that, and all of our neural pathways that have been formed way many years ago fire up when they receive certain signals. It's kind of like in your car when you put the indicator on, it's a signal to do that with a light, and that can happen in our brain. And the principle that I'm sharing with you today about how do you move forward and let go and be free of some of the challenging dysfunction that can be in our families, how can we do that? First of all, the first thing that is of vital importance, and this is whether it's personal relationship or whether it's professional, career, social, anything, is have an understanding of your ideal outcome. And you'll hear me say this all of the time. And I don't think most people's ideal outcome is that they want to be right and they want their other family member to be wrong and to have to suck it up and to eat humble pie and to have to feel shit and go, sometimes our ego does want that. And that's why I say to you, maybe some of you aren't ready for this principle, because if you're not ready to shift into a space of your ideal outcome is, I would like us all to feel good. I would like you to feel good about how we've resolved this situation, and I would like to feel good about it, and that would be my ideal situation. So anytime that I am trying to project my opinion and my energy and my belief about something onto you or onto someone else, that is projecting. I just believe how I feel is right, and I'm justified to feel like this, and I'm going to keep projecting it out there because clearly everyone else believes this as well. Clearly you should believe this and you don't. It's not good, right? It's not a healthy way of processing information, and it is a part of what holds dysfunction in our relationships. So I'll cut to the chase and say the principle that I would like to share with you and try and give you a few tips and ideas about how do you apply the principle when you're not used to applying it is love. And love is a very cliche, overused word, and in the English language it's a little bit generalized. There are other languages that describe all types of different love. In this case, and if we're thinking about family functionality and family relationships, love is a positive vibration. In this case, love, it has a good emotion attached to it. Love is soft, love is gentle, love is not selfish. And I'm not trying to be all wishy-washy and you just have to roll over and let people walk all over you. Not at all. In fact, if you feel like that's what you're doing to keep the peace, then you're not practicing the principle of how would love respond. And I didn't term that phrase or coin that phrase, how would love respond. It's from a book that I read from Kurik Ashley called How Would Love Respond. You can get that book on Amazon or anywhere online, and I do recommend that you read it. How Would Love Respond isn't only something that Kurik Ashley, that's the phrase he coined, but I like the way he tells the story and tries to expose and teach people how to apply the principle, because if you have a situation and your ego needs you to be right, your ego needs you to teach the other person that somehow they've got it wrong and somehow that they're at fault, that isn't practicing the principle of how would love respond. There is a way to communicate with people to say, these are my feelings, these are my emotions, and ideally I would like to not feel yucky towards you. Ideally I would like to feel a sense of compassion and love and empathy for wherever it is that you're at. So that would mean I would have to say, I don't want to feel yucky. I don't want to feel mad. I don't want to feel justified. I don't want to feel negative. I don't want to feel frustrated or anything in the negative vibration family. I don't want to feel that. You're making me feel like that. No, they are not making you feel like that. You are making you feel like that because of the way you choose to process the information in your brain and in your heart. So there's a way that you can let go of all of the conditioned, habitual ways of processing information and just apply the principle of, I want to feel good, I want to feel loving, I want to feel a light, nice energy about this. So what is the thought that I have to apply? Or what is the thought I have to let go of to reach that place? To reach that place of going, you know what, you're not perfect. Either am I. You know what, you're in the same family system that I'm in, and somehow you have the same DNA and the same energetic patterns as I do. And when I see them in you, I don't like them. When I feel them in me, I don't like them. But it's easy for me to just place judgment on, it's got to be your fault that I'm feeling like this. It's easy to do that. And I'm saying that it's not great, and it doesn't heal family disruption or family dysfunction. If you want to have a happy family and if you want to feel nice, let go of having to be right. Let go of having to make that person have to change. We do our best to support people if there is something about their behavior or their function that is not healthy or not good. We do our best from a place of genuine care and love to wish for them the very best, to help them in any way we can to move from one place they don't want to be into another place, and that might be emotionally or physically. But it's not for us to project our idea of how they should be onto them. It's not for us to do that. That is a dysfunction, because when people try to do that to you, you feel judged, you feel defensive, you push back on it, and you find all the reasons why they're wrong and how you're justified to feel like that. And where does that get us? Not a win-win. It doesn't get us void of dysfunction. It might make us right, and there's something that feels good about being right, but it doesn't feel as good as reaching a beautiful, amiable, loving place of function. And you might just have to let some stuff go, and it's easy to do that. You know, I have some stories in my family where people have got some stuff going on that when it lands on me and in my life, I don't like it. I hate it, and I battled with that and pushed back on it, and it meant that there was dysfunction in that relationship, until I decided to apply the principle of, how do I want to feel? I want to feel good. I want to feel love for that person. I want to feel a vibration within myself that is nice. I don't want to feel stress, anxiety, hate, disappointment, frustration, judgment. I don't want to feel that. So what is the thought that holds that there? What's the thought that holds that there? Then it's the wrong thought. If I want to feel nice, if I want to feel love and connection and compassion for you, despite your faults and failings and imperfections, despite that, if I want to feel love and connection and any nice, positive, vibrational emotion toward you, then I need to inject a thought into my neural pathways that gives me that sensation. It's forgiving. It's not holding tickets on how many things you did wrong. Forget it. Just forget it. Choose to love and sit in love and let it all go. Let all the ticket scoring go, and just move forward with love. If you need help with this, go and research read the book How Would Love Respond? Do some personal development on how to let go and respond with love as opposed to responding with judgment, ego, rejection, holding tickets, hate, negativity. None of that's going to get you anywhere, because you're never going to make someone in your family wrong enough for you to feel right enough to march on into your future going, see, I was right and you were wrong, and now we can go away happily ever after. It's just not how to heal dysfunction in a family. So first of all, have the goal that I want to have a functional relationship. I do want to have a functional relationship. And that means that we can let go of stuff we don't agree on. I don't have to make everything you say mean something yucky. I don't have to do that. If the other person has an inability to communicate how you'd like them to, take it on board for yourself to run it through the filter of, I'm not going to turn that into anything, because whatever's going on for you, I don't have to walk into that circus tent. I don't have to walk into your storm. I don't have to walk into your story and take on your energy. I can stay out here and just go, that's how you're feeling. Go away and feel like that if you want, go off and feel like that. But I'm not buying into it. I'm not having a part of it. I'm going to hold myself in this place of wanting to feel good, wanting to love you despite our imperfections. So you can apply that principle to any relationship, and I wish you all the very best in practicing how would love respond, and as opposed to being right, as opposed to having to win, as opposed to having to make the other person wrong, etc. How would love respond? Namaste.